Today we'll be doing lesson 10, which is an assessment. You will see a whole new assignment pop up under this week. You will see that you have a planning sheet that you'll need to be filling out. Let me just show you how this works. I'm going to make a copy of it. You do not do this. I need to do this. Wreck your template that will come out. So you can see that you're going to draw a scene that has shapes, sprites, and text, and it's just going to be a simple scene. Think of it like a page in a story or a panel in a comic or just a standalone image. So you need 4 shapes to draw your background, you need 2 sprites, and you need a minimum of 2 pieces of text. So I made this editable for you, so you can sketch your scene using the shapes in the drawing app in Google Drive. So each one of these is 50 by 50. So this, I put an example one in here, this square, and how it's going to look when you fill it out. So you'll double click and this becomes editable. So you can get rid of this if you don't want to use the grass. Let's say you were doing a background. So you would grab this. I'm going to do a blue background, like a sky blue background, and I would write background light blue or whatever color it is that I wanted for it. I might put that in, pull it away for a little bit if I'm doing a background, because I'm going to have other elements that I'm going to want to put in there, and then I'll put this towards the back end of it. Maybe you don't want to fill the whole background. Maybe you want to use some different shapes to build that. So I'm going to do, maybe it's an underwater scene, and I'm going to do water here and do a rectangle at 0, 0. That is 400 wide, and I can see that it goes down 300 tall. And then I'm going to add, I would add a bottom to that. And then for my sprites, let's say I was going to do fish in here or whatever, I would try to find some sort of image that looked similar. I might not find anything that looks like a fish in here, which is fine by me. You could also just go find an image and go to search and fish. And I really want just clip art for right now. I'm going to grab a fish and select it. And oops. Control Z undoes any mess ups I make. Resize this little guy. And get him where I want him on the screen. I put sand down here as a shape. I'd also need maybe a bubble or something, because I need at least the amount of shapes that need to be in there to meet the requirements, which is 4. So I'd probably put some bubbles in here too. Then for each of the sprites, you need to write the sprite label. So I would name that one Fish 1 and description Bluefish. So if you look at the rubric and how I'm grading you on this, it's going to need to solve the problem and meet the requirements of 4 shapes, 2 sprites, 2 texts. It will need to work with no errors in the way you intended it to, and you need to fill out this planning sheet, and if you change it, you need to come back and change it here on the sheet if you change it in the actual program that you're going to work in. You can see there's just different levels of this. So if it meets most of the requirements, it's a C. If it meets all of them, it's a B. If it exceeds these, it's an A. And then again, down the path if you read each of these. So where you're going to be actually building this, so once you've sketched out your scene, you're going to go into 10 mini project, and it's going to take you through step by step the different things to do. So first it says to sketch it out. So you sketch it out, like here's an example. And then it will walk you through and start first having you create your background. So follow it step by step to do what you need to do. Okay? After your background, you'll add your sprites. After your sprites, you'll add your text. And then you'll review it and make sure that it meets all of these requirements here. You've did all the things you need to do here. And when you're done with it, it'll just show up for me in code.org.